CBD is heavily embedded into what you do. Is that right?
It is, yes.
Cool. Okay. Now, we are no stranger to CBD these days. It is not a new thing, but I do feel like it is gaining more, I'm going to say, love and attraction. People are a little more open to things like this. They don't look at it like, oh, you do CBD. It's like, yeah,
Exactly.
don't do CBD.
Right.
So I love that. Hey there, my little biz besties. Welcome back to In Good Company, where real entrepreneurs share real growth stories. Thanks for liking and subscribing to my channel. Let's get into it. So take me back to how you got involved, how a Jubilee of Wellness became a thing. What's your little starter story? I'm so interested.
Sure. And so originally Jubilee of Wellness was, and this is so different from what I do now, but I was teaching hula hoop lessons to adults. I was making hula hoops and teaching hoop dancing lessons.
Fun.
And I was having a blast. And I
Yeah.
still do that. That's still like my hobby, my way to,
Yeah.
my playtime, my grown-up playtime.
Love it.
And I've always been a nature lover, wanting to learn about herbs. I really didn't have anyone to teach me. I met some friends at the farmer's market and, they were showing me some things.
Yeah.
And then I learned about essential oils. And I had a neighbor who was selling doTERRA. She gifted me. And I was like, well, this is cool. Nature in a bottle, that was just blew my mind. So I was just making sugar scrubs and fun things.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom got diagnosed with leukemia. So went from playtime to like, oh my goodness, what can I do? So my mom did the natural, she did the recommended treatments because it came out fast. It was an acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So it just came out of nowhere and it was hot and heavy.
Yeah.
So when she was in the hospital, I started bringing the oils in to help her through her treatments. And, just the smallest things, like all I knew is that lavender was relaxing.
Right.
That pepper soothed the stomach, an upset stomach, and that citrus was uplifting. Literally was the extent of my essential oil knowledge at the time. And this was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I started and I realized quickly that they really made a huge difference, even with my very basic knowledge.
Right.
She had so much going on, and so if I put some lavender on her pillow, she would just really soak in that smell and just be like, oh my goodness, okay, like it could really help her relax.
Oh.
And then if I needed her to get up and move, because after certain procedures or whatever, like you have to get moving.
Sure.
Because if you don't get,
Bad news bears.
yes, absolutely. So I realized that like the citrus really helped pick up her spirit. And I'd be like, we really got to do this if you want to get better. And she, okay. And she's, oh, that smells so good. It was just really cheer her up.
Yeah.
And I started looking further into aromatherapy, which I didn't even know that word at the time.
Yeah.
And I was listening to this essential oil summit with experts from all over the world, and I was just listening to while I was cooking in the kitchen one day. And they mentioned Dr. Robert Pappas from New Albany, Indiana. And I was like,
Okay.
people from France, people from, London, and Dr. New Albany, Indiana. Right. 3 minutes from my house. Like, I love New Albany time.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to him, and this was like at the height of the doTERRA stuff. So I was like, I promise I will not stalk you. I was like, my mom is just in a hospital with leukemia and I need help. Like, I don't need to know how to, make sugar scrubs. Like, I need to help my mom through this condition, through treatment.
Yeah.
So he sent me, he has since retired, and I laugh. I call him the Batman of essential oils because,
Oh my gosh, I love that.
not beardy, not overly friendly.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that unkindly. He's just serious,
Yeah.
And he has done very well for himself in the essential oil world. He has since left this area, moved to Florida, lives on the beach, and all that.
Really retired to his back days.
Yes, exactly. So it's like we have stayed in touch, and he was very kind with me because I had a purpose. I wasn't, like I wasn't fangirling. I was like, help.
Yeah. Like, help me.
Yes. And he sent me to an aromatherapist to study under in Tampa, and it's a mother-daughter team. So I got my 200-hour certification through Mission Sella.
Okay.
in Tampa. And Scylla is like the grandmama of essential oils. I mean, like she was a massage therapist in the 80s, and that's when she learned about essential oils. She
Wow.
had gone through breast cancer treatments herself
Yeah.
and used the oil through her own treatments. And so she has been teaching. She is also now retired, but she had been teaching for, over 30, 40 years. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the stars aligned,
Yep.
like
Yep.
so wild. Well, Dr. Pappas also taught me about CBD. And that's when CBD was just becoming legal
Yeah.
in Kentucky and Indiana and all of that.
Yeah.
And so he had sent me to a local manufacturer who
Mhm.
was working with 26 farms across Kentucky at the
Okay.
time and making CBD.
Yeah. Local. Love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just, yeah, like I said, stars just aligned. Like it was
Yeah.
amazing. What these oils have done through for my mom. Like when I was learning about them, bringing them in, like I knew there was some talk about cannabis helping cancer patients and stuff like
Right.
that.
Right.
But there wasn't the knowledge that there is now. It was not widely known. Like you still had to worry about getting pulled over with CBD in your car. Are they going to think,
Right.
like, is that legal? Like,
I'm gonna get in trouble.
hey, yes,
Yeah.
there was a lot of that. I helped my mom for about a year just using the product to just learning what I could.
Yep.
And then finally, the manufacturer I was working with, they were like, hey, you need your own line. You need your own brand. We need
Yeah.
people like you out there sharing and educating and, letting people
Right.
know what this can do for others.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, I don't know about all that. Like, you know, yeah, it just sounded like starting a line, starting a brand. Who does that?
Yeah.
So I let that go for a while, for honestly about another year or so.
Okay.
And finally I was like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
ready. I was educating. I would make something for my mom and I would share about it
Mm.
on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah.
And then someone would message me and be like, hey, can you make that for my aunt? Can you make this for my mom?
Oh,
Things like that.
oh,
And
it's so
so that's
special.
how I got started.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's such a special story. You didn't just say, yeah,
Yeah.
I like my feet in the grass and I just like oils all over my body. Nothing wrong with that. Love that for that person. But there was a need and I was, tending to the need. And, what I picked up from that story was you made a lot of, I'm going to say, scary steps, a lot of unknown reach outs. Yes, this person, this New Albany doctor, seems, I can talk to him. He's in New Albany, like a friend of a friend, but like that must have felt so scary that you're reaching out to someone that was mentioned on a podcast. Like, we're going to call him a celebrity, if you will.
That's the thing
And
is, yes.
yeah, and that's scary. You don't know how they're gonna take it. There's this fear of rejection. There's this fear of he could think I'm crazy. But you saw a need, you had a little bit of knowledge, and you reached out for help. And, Batman helped along the way. And I think that's so special. Any entrepreneur can relate. There's a Batman in everyone's story, right? There's always a person
Yeah.
you're terrified to reach out to that feels unreachable. And then you take that scary leap and you do it. And it just catapults into directions you could have never maybe gotten to without the Batman. So I think kudos to you.
Yeah.
That's so special. And essential oils has been around a long time. But I do think with more knowledge coming to us today, that people are a lot more open to more of a holistic approach. So I'm curious, with your beautiful story helping your mom, do you get a lot of people that reach out just, all steps of life, all different kinds of reasons? Is there one that people reach out for more than others because of your story, or what's your experience with that?
I get all types of needs. I've had my own line of essential oils for about 7 years now.
Cool.
I've had my own line of CBD. It's 7 years. So,
Awesome.
I mean, yesterday I had, and this was not uncommon. I had someone reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, my brother was in a motorcycle accident. He's experienced this and this. Like,
Yeah.
and can you please put something together for him?" And so, I'm getting ready to go tend to my own mom, who is still here with us.
Love it.
And, and so, I'm got to stop in my tracks. Do I have to? No. But am I going to? Absolutely. I have things that help people. So I stopped in my tracks, made her a basket for him. You know, she came, pulled it up to my driveway, picked it up. You know, I was like giving 20 minutes. I know her from the farmer's market. She's been a longtime client. So it's like I get to be that person that helps people be there for others. You know, so it's just amazing. So I get to spread the love. I get to help people heal. I get them out of pain. I help them sleep. You know, and I've seen this work from my own mom, and then also for myself as a caregiver. I've been a caregiver for 10 years now. And that is quite a roller coaster. So,
Yes, that's
you know,
a
if I
special
don't,
job.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So as someone who is a very beginner person in the essential oils CBD world, some of the things are a little foreign to me. So what are maybe top 3 to 5 things I think, so when I'm thinking like what just personally, what are things that maybe I could use essential oils for? You know, anything maybe for stress and anxiety. If you're a business owner, you feel this heavy weight often, stress and anxiety, or if you work at a office type job, you are sitting a lot. And so maybe that means you have neck pains and you have back pains, which also can bring on headaches from staring at screens. So I'm just kind of throwing in maybe what I could speak on, but what are some things that can help with that?
Well, first, I want to mention a big safety thing right now is eating gummies when you don't understand the strength
Yeah.
and you don't understand the difference between a THC gummy versus a CBD gummy. Like if you do not know what that gummy can do for you, don't do it.
Don't play.
Like I don't care how much you love the person handing it to you. If you don't understand the dosage and what that means for you as a newbie, just wait. Come talk to me. Like send me a picture and say, would this be helpful for me? And you know, like because so often like something that could really help somebody and they end up being scared of it because someone came back from Michigan and just handed them a pack of gummies and did not explain that it's a 25 milligram gummy and you need to cut it before, you know, or something like that.
Could be a totally different experience than maybe what you were planning for on a regular Tuesday night. Yes.
Exactly. Yes. And I mean, I've had a woman call me and she's, am I going to die? And I'm like, send me a picture. And she sent me a picture. I was like, no, of course you're not going to die. You're absolutely not going to die.
You're going to be fine.
You're going to be uncomfortable for a few hours. Like, you know, like let's create a peaceful environment. And like, I helped her work through that. And then before I went home that day, because it's when I had my shop. I closed my shop last year, my physical location, because my mom's health. She really needed. So now I work from home and at the New Albany Farmers Market. So I, you know, checked on her throughout the day. And before I left, I was like, are you okay? And she's like, I am great. Thank you so much. And I'm like, I'd only knocked once, but she knew that and then I would help her. So starting small.
Yes.
So there are essential oil roller bottles available. They are so easy, so simple. You can't go wrong with a roller bottle.
Oh my gosh. We about to do show and tell.
Oh, yes, we are.
Sweet orange.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Again, orange is so uplifting.
Okay.
So if you're sitting in your seat and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling sluggish, you can put a little under your nose. You know, it might be a little unconventional place to put it. You can put it on your wrist. You can put it on your neck. You can put a little bit on your hair, like put it on your hands and rub it in your hair. And then while you're working, the aroma is just going to fill your nose, light up your brain. It only takes 1 second for a smell to get to our brain. Very uplifting, very bright.
Love that.
If you're someone who deals with headaches, I do have a headache relief roller bottle, and it's the same thing. So it's a mixture of mint and citrus and things that are just kind of open up your airways and kind of light up your brain.
Yeah.
Rosemary, if you need to focus, like you need to memorize something or you need to recall a memory, rosemary is fabulous for that. It's a very uplifting herb. Herb citrus. I love blending herbs and citrus.
Fun. Oh, that's so helpful. There's so many, I mean, so many things. Just out of curiosity, what is the ounces measurement in that little bottle you just showed me?
So this is 10 mLs.
Okay.
And inside of this is only you. So you want it to dilute. Like if you want to
Yep.
create your own, you have some essential oils from a party you went to or something.
Yeah.
You only put about 15 drops of essential oils into a 10 ml roller bottle.
Okay.
And then the rest is like MCT coconut oil, the fractionated or MCT coconut oil,
Okay.
which you can get at Target. You can get it at
Right.
a grocery store.
Yeah.
And it's just a clear liquid coconut oil. And so
Okay.
you can make your own and don't be scared of it. Some people
Yeah.
are like, oh, I might mess it up. You
Yeah.
can't really mess it up, you know?
Yeah. You're a chemist, right? You're just trying to do chem work.
Right.
Probably shouldn't have said that because that does seem intimidating, but
Yeah.
but
It's okay to be a home kitchen,
Yeah.
a home aromatherapist, and aromatherapist in training.
yeah, love that. I asked about the measurement because I was thinking of in my outside of podcasting world, being an accountant, being the owner of an accounting firm, I have a lot of friends that do the same thing I do. So a lot of accounting owner friends, and we travel a lot. I mean, we travel to get those credits in for our licenses. We travel to, speaking engagements, whatever. And I asked
Mhm.
about the measurement because I think that would be so smart to bring those bottles with you when you're traveling. So I was thinking, is this airplane safe? That's what I was thinking.
Oh, they are. I
Okay.
will not travel. If I do not have my essential oils and I'm on an airplane, I am a
Yeah.
sad Michelle.
Yeah.
Sad Michelle.
Yeah.
Like, and one time, this was just last year, I made the mistake of it was not a mistake, but normally I carry several essential oil roller bottles with me when I travel on
Yep.
an airplane. I keep them in a little zipper compartment.
Yeah.
And sometimes I end up giving them away. If someone's in distress, like something's happening, I'll end up giving a roller bottle away.
Yeah.
So I was on my way home from a trip and I see this new mom. She has a stroller, a backpack, a baby, a suitcase, and she was attempting to get on the plane. And I was like, how can I help you?
Okay,
You know?
superhero.
Yes. And she was so excited. She was going to this big convention.
Yeah.
And I guess, newborn or not, she wasn't missing out.
I know. I love that for her.
And so I helped her get onto the plane with her things and get situated. And she was so frazzled.
Sure.
So I gave her my roller bottle. It's like, here, enjoy this on your trip. Like, I hope it helps soothe you. Will mention when you're on a plane, you don't really want to apply an essential oil as much as you want to, because you do not know if the person next to you is allergic to that. Someone might be allergic to citrus.
Sure.
They might be allergic to peppermint. And you're in such a confined space
Yeah.
that
You just
maybe ask your neighbors, like, hey, are you okay with peppermint?
yeah.
If you ask first, it's okay. But what I do instead of applying them is I just hold them and just smell
Oh.
them under my nose.
A little sniff sniff. Yep.
Yes. And then
Okay.
it's comforting. It like builds like this little bubble around me if I'm flying by myself. Because,
Yeah.
sometimes you end up with really chatty people, which are fun. And then sometimes it's just like,
Yep. You're in your
oh,
own
you're
world.
squished.
Every
Yeah.
man for himself.
So
Yes.
then I just pull out and smell it. And that
Okay.
really soothes.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Hey there, my little biz besties. It's Ashley Chamberlain, host of In Good Company and CEO of Chamberlain and Good Company, the virtual accounting firm that actually speaks human. If you're a business owner and you've ever found yourself staring at QuickBooks like it's a literal foreign language, wondering if your miscellaneous category is secretly plotting against you, this is for you. We just launched something new, a private Facebook group called Mind Your Business and Your Books. It's for business owners who want real answers, real support, maybe a little less panic when it comes to your books. We're talking QuickBooks help, tax tips, mindset shifts, because yes, money is mental, and a community that actually gets it. How rare, right? It's $30 for your first month because we believe in starting strong without breaking the bank. That's not what we're trying to do here. After that, the price goes up. We'll go live twice a month. We'll answer your questions that are submitted by you ahead of time. Search Mind Your Business and Your Books on Facebook, or just check the link in the show notes. Join us. Your spreadsheets and your sanity will thank you.
People can come to you. They can reach out to you and they can say, here is the need. And if you have something already made up, they can buy that from you. But you also, it sounds like, take the time to create I'm going to call it a care package, a package to help with the needs entirety, because there are pieces to that. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So part of the package I made yesterday, she purchased a sleep CBD for her brother, that is pretty strong. And then, I was able to give her like suggested dosage.
Yeah.
And then I also suggested a rose hydrosol. I'm not sure what that looks like. This is a rose hydrosol spray.
Oh, beautiful.
And yes, thank you. And it's very soothing to the heart. So for grief, for, calming, for relaxation, like, if you think you're just in this accident, like your whole body, your emotions, your physical body, like everything is tight. Yes. So I was like, this, remind him to spray this and then breathe deeply, like take some deep breaths. And I was like, and not only will it relax his body, it'll relax his heart, it'll help him work through things.
I love that. I love that so much. I think, I had another person on the other day that she was a holistic, I'm gonna say practitioner, and does a lot with like meditation and even some hypnosis, things like that. And she was saying that, sometimes people come to her and they don't know what the problem is, but they can only tell her what the effects of the problem are. So we talked about someone that has fibromyalgia, and fibromyalgia is, as you may know, the diagnosis that has no diagnosis. And most people that are diagnosed with fibromyalgia are also given a laundry list of medications. This can help this. Then this will help this side effect that happened because of this other medication. And they go down this rabbit hole of, now I'm dependent on 20 medications when maybe I just get headaches. So I'm curious if you see that often, if you work with any practitioners, what your kind of network, if someone comes to you or a practitioner and says, I need help with this, how does that work working with them?
Well, I do often, sometimes I have people come to me with a long list of medications and they're like, I want to stop taking everything.
Yeah.
What do you have? And I'm like, well,
just
just a minute.
Yeah.
So there is CBD. So my mom is on, post-cancer. She's on about 15 medications. We have weaned her down as little as possible. At one time she was on 20. So, I mean, I know it's wild, but her body is so complicated now, post-transplant.
Right.
We've got her down to the 15 that we have, that she's on now. We hope to get it down more eventually, but this is where we are. And she still takes CBD 3 times a day.
Yeah.
So what I always suggest is making sure that, find out what the side effects are that you're working through that you don't want, like what's causing you the biggest problem, and CBD help with that. And there is a long list of things that CBD helps with. It reduces inflammation in the body. It helps relax, sleep. There are over 100 cannabinoids in CBD. I'm sorry, hemp and cannabis plants. So CBD, cannabinoid, THC is a cannabinoid, CBG. There are various ones that are good for various things.
Okay.
So knowing, which cannabinoids are going to be the most beneficial for your condition and what you're working through. I did get certified through the Cannabis Institute for helping people with CBD through health issues. If it's out of my range, then I do have a couple of nurse practitioners that I recommend. One of them is in holistic family medicine in Sellersburg.
I drive by that all the time. Yeah.
They are wonderful. And I had actually started opening a new shop there last year. I had moved from my New Albany shop and I was moving in across the hall from them. And I'm so excited to be working with them. I love them. And that's when my mom, she had a serious health issue last year, almost lost her. And I was like, I can't do both. So I had to close that shop, go to Florida, bring my mom back home and move her in with me for like 7 months. So
shifting energy.
Yeah, absolutely. But they do such great work there. They do energy work. They have massage therapists there in that building. Erica Finn, the nurse practitioner there, the head one. And she is brilliant. So
Oh,
that is where I send people if I can't help them.
yeah. Okay. Oh, I love that. And, kind of going back, it sounds like you work with a lot of local kind of farms. Is that the right term? Local
Yeah,
farms? To,
absolutely.
okay.
It is so important to me to work with people close to home
Yep.
because then I'm able to go into that laboratory. I'm able to go to that hemp farm. I'm able to meet the people and know who I'm working with
Mm-hmm.
and know that the integrity is there. Because if the integrity isn't there, I'm not there either. Like,
No.
these are very important products.
Right.
And when made with love and integrity, they work 1,000 times better than something off the shelf from
A gas station.
somewhere in Colorado that, like, I don't know those people. They might be brilliant, but they
Yeah.
might not.
Right.
There are dirty out there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And, people that are doing things they're not qualified to do. And
Yeah.
when it
There's,
comes to product, we want high quality.
Yep.
So sometimes I have people come to me with like products that they get from Michigan or Colorado, and they're like, what do you think about this brand? I'm like,
Yeah.
never heard of them in my life. Like I would have to, I'm like, where were they made? I'm like, I'm sorry. I just, I can't say they're bad, but I can't say they're good either. So yes, I have two farmers I work with. I have my Indiana farmer. He makes my CBD product. Let me see if I have one in reach. Yeah. So what is really unique about my CBD is the
oh,
lipid infused with CBD, and
okay.
this one's sleep.
Beautiful label.
So cute. I love my graphic designer. He and I have been working together since the beginning,
Yeah.
and I've tried a couple of others. I'm like, it's kind of expensive. I need to
Yeah.
see if I. Nope,
Okay.
forget it.
Always
Take my money.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful. I love the label, and it has color.
Yeah.
It's what you would want with the type of product that you are dealing with. You want that clean, calming colors. I think it's beautiful.
Thank you. He knows my heart. Like we've been working together so long that like when I'm trying to create something,
Yeah.
I can explain where I'm going, like what it does for me. And he is so nerdy and smart. And I
Love it.
really love working.
Yeah. I love that.
So that CBD is a lipid infused.
Okay.
So when I first started working with CBD, it was all CO2 extracted. So they would have this 2-story like steel cylinder and they, put all the hemp in it. And then they apply the CO2 pressure and like hemp mud comes out basically.
Okay.
And then it's clean, but
Yeah.
then they add MCT coconut oil to it and that's what makes it palatable. But that high pressure also kills off some of the plant material that can be really beneficial.
Yeah.
Another popular way to extract CBD is ethanol extraction.
Okay.
So there's the CO2 and then there's ethanol. And if you're working with a good, clean chemist, they will remove all the ethanol residue from the product. So it's still safe. Ethanol can be seen as like a dangerous thing, but there are safe ways to use it. But again, that process kills off some of the good plant material that's really healing and beneficial.
Yeah.
So about 4 or 5 years ago, I found an Indiana farmer who does lipid infusion.
Ooh.
And this process is like a low and slow.
Yeah. Okay.
So he puts the hemp in the chambers and it never gets over 107 degrees as he's pulling it through, the coconut oil through the chambers.
Okay.
So again, low and slow process.
Yeah.
Never gets to, he does have to heat it to kill off the microbes and all, but it never goes over 255 degrees.
Okay.
So it is like whole plant. It keeps the terpenes, which are very beneficial, the flavonoids, which are beneficial, and it keeps the hemp has major and minor cannabinoids.
Yeah.
So it keeps the party together. So it's like a symphony,
Oh, I love that image.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So finding these people that are, you say slow, they're taking their time with this plant, with this product. They're putting so much energy into taking their time. And that means everything to you, who is combining all these ingredients and trying to help people, because you can have that peace of mind. This person was slow and steady. This wasn't a chop shop. This wasn't a, you say chemist, which sounds so, I don't know, important. Like you imagine like the white lab coats and things like that. Like you using those words just shows how much intention goes into the creation of your products. And I think that's so important because right these days you can go to a gas station and get a gummy of sorts.
Right.
Like,
Right.
depending on where you are, but even most places you can go to the gas station, you can look at them and say, I want to have this kind of a time and this kind of a time. I've even seen oils at gas stations, and I think this, while this is convenient, this is so scary because you have no idea where this stuff has come from, how it was made, you know, how long it's been on the shelf. There might be a date, but like sometimes there isn't because the date was on the big box that it came in and they just put the
Right.
individuals in there. So, all that to say, buying from, a Jubilee of Wellness is buying from someone that is intentionally putting this stuff together from the very beginning all the way to the beautiful marketing on the bottles, like from the very growth period to the package and sell period. That's so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you.
that. Yes. So important when you're doing something in the health industry that you do that research. Find those people, find the Michelles that have done that research, have done that work, and you can trust. So, with that being said, can people, if there are other ways, if someone doesn't live, if they don't live in Louisville or Southern Indiana, they're obviously not having as good a time as us. Is there a way for people to order?
Yes. Yes. I've had a Shopify account for a long time, a website.
Okay.
Yep. Jubileeofwellness.com. There's a chat button at the bottom. You
Got
can ask me questions. There's also a join my mailing list at the
Mhm.
bottom. If you want to know what I'm doing. This month, I'm focusing a lot on sleep and
Okay.
will be moving forward. I realize, it's always CBD and essential oils and whatever people need. But I've realized that a lot of people are in pain because, well, they can't sleep because they're in pain,
Yeah.
or they can't focus because they can't sleep, and things like that. Like so much of it goes back to good sleep
Yep.
that I feel like if I teach that cornerstone first, it will help so
Mm.
many of the other.
Yep. Here's the root, and let's help all
Yes,
the other things that are affected by it.
absolutely.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm leaning into right now. And I have been for a couple of years. I'm just being a little more vocal about it now.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. People don't know
Oh,
what you do
yeah.
unless you say it out loud.
Sweet. Yes.
Yeah.
And I am going to have a challenge starting in, I think it's June 10th through the 12th. It's a 3-day
Sleeping challenge.
challenge. My goal is to help people sleep naturally, get better sleep naturally.
Okay.
I have over the years developed some very, very helpful ways to still get sleep, like go from the hospital to taking care of my mom to running my business to,
Yeah.
being a sister and, just
All
all
the
of the,
hats.
as a community member, volunteering at the school. And like,
Yeah.
if I don't slow down and take care of myself, then none of that is going to happen well.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I've really been, I've really focused on my sleep
Mhm.
as something that helps me stay active and lively during the day so that I can keep up with all the people that I love. Because it's,
Yeah. Filling your own cup.
absolutely.
Yep. And that's so
So,
important. I can definitely get behind a challenge of sleep. I think, I speak for myself and for women that are owning businesses. Nothing is more important than sleep. And
Right.
so we definitely will want to put some information for that challenge in the show notes
Yeah,
because anyone can do a sleep challenge, in my opinion. So a Jubilee
absolutely.
of Wellness, people can go to your website, they can order. There's a chat button, you get some help. Is there another place that people could reach out to you, another form of communication if they want to work with you or they have a specific request?
Sure. I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
You can send me a message on there. You can friend me on Facebook. Any of that is fine. It's Michelle with one L and Finn, Finn, and then Jubilee of Wellness. And I'm also at the New Albany Farmers Market pretty much every Saturday. Like
Hey.
I'm here, the market is where it's at. I
Yep.
love the New Albany Farmers Market. It's my 7th year there. And I get to know, I've gotten to know so many people there Yeah. And every Saturday, it's like a street party. We have live
Nice.
music, we have children's
Oh, it's so
activities,
fun.
education. Yeah,
Yes.
it is wonderful. And this
Okay.
time of year, the strawberries and the sweet corn are coming in, and the squash and it's
Yes.
so good. So good.
Okay. So they can always find you at the farmer's market of New Albany, which I have been before, and it is so fun. You
Yeah.
want to meet the people in your community. You want to help support small businesses. Show up at those farmers markets because that is where
Yeah.
they are hanging out. Love
Absolutely.
that. Okay. So go visit Michele at the farmers market of New Albany on Saturdays. It's farmers market season, so no excuse. We're going to go to your website. We're going to add you on Facebook and Instagram, Michele with 1L. So that does narrow it down dramatically.
Yeah.
Speak from experience, not 2 L's, just 1.
Yeah.
And I really encourage people to explore, what you're doing, because I think that there are a lot of myths or hesitation sometimes, because what I hear when I was talking to, we had a team call before this, and I was talking to them about kind of what you do. And I think there's this hesitation that people think if it's not medication and it's just oils, there's no way it can help me. There's no way. It's not a medication. But you are here to tell us it is made by a chemist. It is made in a way that I can't just go and get it from the gas station. It is intentionally made. You have used it to heal your family members and to help people around you. So it is working. So I encourage people to do that research and reach out. I will myself be putting in some kind of reach out because of all the traveling I do, and hearing all the things that I could be bringing with me. It doesn't have to be a big old bottle that is not travel friendly. It's a cute, I'm going to say girly cute little bottle that you can purse. So Michele, thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks so much for the invitation. I'm so glad we got to connect, and I can't wait to see you in person.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
If I could do it all over again, there'd be no wish I would, should have been. Spend more time with my family and friends. If I could do it all